morning, Unity San Francisco. Wow, that's all I got. Good morning, Unity San Francisco.
Good morning.
We are a small but mighty collection of people in the room because everyone else is still downstairs.
Get on up.
Get on up them stairs. Come on upstairs. Get on up in the room. So this morning, we have a lovely prelude song for you that started its life as something else. See if you recognize it. I got music in my soul, such a sweet melody, perfect and whole. And I got loving even when I am alone, 'cause I got music deep down in my soul. When I'm alone, I just play all of my favorite songs, elevating consciousness, and I just drift along. Feel truth and wisdom resonating all in my bones. I got music in my soul, a sweet harmony to life as a whole. See, 'cause when I'm alone, I just sing all my favorite songs, elevating consciousness and just drift along. Feel truth and wisdom resonating all in my bones. I got loving. I got loving in my soul. I got music. Sweet music. I got music deep down in my soul. I got healing. So much healing. I got everything I need. I got light. I got love. I've got everything I need in my soul. Of course, he had to put a little spin on it. I got that. I got that.
In my soul.
I got that music in my soul. I got that
Music in my soul.
I got
Music
I
in my soul.
I got
Music
I got
soul.
I got that music in my soul. Yes,
Music
in my soul. Music in my soul. Blessed and beautiful part of my whole. I got that music.
in my soul.
Oh yeah.
Music in my soul.
I got that
Music in my soul.
blessed and beautiful part of my whole. I got that music. We're going old school church up in here on this Sunday morning. Hey, this is the beautiful part of my whole. I got that music.
Blessed and beautiful part of my whole.
I don't think you heard me. I don't think you care. I know the time is ticking. Is there anybody still downstairs?
No.
Good. Because I got that music in my soul. I got that
Music in my soul.
I got that.
Music in my soul.
And it's a blessed and beautiful part of my whole. I got that music. Music. Woo. Music. Come on and sing. Come on and sing. Come on and sing.
Blessed and
Beautiful
beautiful
part of my whole.
I got that music in my soul. It's the only thing that lets me know that love is real, life is real, God is real, 'cause it resonates in my soul. Yeah.
Miss Misa Malone and Canticum. How about our band? Woo. Oh, we have newlyweds in the house. Woo! Welcome, welcome. Wow, how fabulous it is to be here with you. I just flew in last night. I was down in Mexico with my husband. Where are you? There you are. Woohoo! We were teaching a workshop at the Modern Elder Academy and bringing a little bit of Unity San Francisco down there to Baja. And we had Baja Ahas. So all of our friends who are joining us online from our week retreat, welcome. My name is Reverend Ken Daigle. I have the honor and the privilege of being the senior minister here with his incredible music team. Woo! The joint is jumping. And you, who are you?
I'm David Montecarlo. It is my pleasure to serve as Chief Operating Officer here at San Francisco.
David is the thing that keeps the gears all working around here, right?
It's a team effort.
It is, but you're the gear master. Yeah. So we are delighted that you're here because we know that your journey in life has brought you to this perfect moment. That whatever has gone on, as one of my ministers used to always say, it makes no difference if you crawled in here today. We hope you walk out. And if you walked in here today, I hope you skip out. And if you skip in here today, I'm sure you're going to dance out.
I love
right?
that. Yeah.
That this moment that you're giving to yourself is all about your soul's transformation. It's all about the upliftment and shifting of who you are to really who you've come here to be. We are, as a community, unapologetically inclusive. We are here to celebrate the divinity that you are, the God energy that is in every cell and atom of your body.
I love that. And I think that speaks to the fact that no matter where you are in life, no matter what your expression is, you can come here and still feel welcomed. And I think some of the principles that we teach really speak to that encouragement, that empowerment.
Yeah, and to take that up a notch too, to really go that it is not just that we are inclusive and accepting of you. Our theology is that God is celebrating exactly who you are because that is the energy that created you. This thing we call God created you exactly as you are. So who are we to deride it?
Yeah,
we are
exactly.
supposed to be here to celebrate it, to honor it, to see it, and to let it be seen.
Yeah.
So that's the theology and the principle, the philosophy of Unity San Francisco, and we're delighted to be here with you as part of it. So we have an opening song, and I'm going to invite our music team up.
Affirmation too.
Yeah? Oh, our affirmation first. Thank you. This one, yeah. So we have an affirmation about that. I commit to creating a world of safety, equity, and equality.
Let's know
Shall
this
we
together.
know that together?
Yeah. I commit to creating a world of safety, equity, and equality.
Yeah, I'm going to come
So
back
it
into
is.
my body. Back into this time and space. Our prayer chaplains are going to stand in whole space for us right here and now. I invite you to tap into that center of your being your soul, for this is the moment. This is the moment for your rise.
I believe in open doors. I've taken off the screen. I'm ready to let the world come inside and touch my life. I will no longer be defined by what someone else believes that I am. Now that I have dropped the weight, I am light as a feather. Time to elevate. Sober rise, lift your eyes, spread your wings and prepare to fly. This is the moment of your life. Go ahead and fly. I believe in open doors. I'm outside of the box. What did not demolish me simply polished me. Now the clearer I can see, I know where I wanna go. I am living in the flow. Oh, now that I have dropped the weight, I am light as a feather. Time to elevate. Sober rise, lift your eyes, spread your wings and prepare to fly. This is the moment of your life. Go ahead and fly. Sober rise, lift your eyes, spread your wings and prepare to fly. This is the moment of your life. Go ahead and fly. Go ahead and fly.
Here, right now, in this moment, we bring our whole selves, whole physical, emotional, and spiritual selves to this moment. We offer ourselves up, leap and fly, to shift and change, to grow and know the truth of who we are and all that we can be. Right here and right now, I invite you to feel the energy in this room, to feel the vibration of the music and the sound of my voice, and use them all as the catalyst to open, to shift, to change, and to fly. Your soul taking flight is the gift of this day. The renewing of your mind is the gift of this moment. And the opening of your being to the truth of who you really are is a gift for us all. So for this time and for each other, We are truly grateful. Together we say, Amen. Ashe. So it is. David, thank you.
Have this beautiful service on Sunday. We can take this connection, this encouragement on Sunday, but then what happens the rest of the week? I need reminders. I don't know about you all. I need reminders. But Unity San Francisco, thankfully, has a number of ways in which you can use those reminders throughout the week. The first is on Sunday mornings, you can get a relaxing, beautiful, centering sound meditation led by Reverend Elizabeth at 10:15. It's both here in the room, but also online. And to get the link, go to our website at unitysf.com or unitysf.org. Monday through Friday, we have a midday meditation that's available only on Zoom. And this is a great way to get a 15-minute boost and to carry you through the rest of your day. And then at any day of the week, at any time, you can go to our website and get a meditation on demand. There's options for the length of meditation, and it's a wonderful resource. If you are a first-time guest, we are incredibly grateful that you are here at Unity San Francisco. We have a special gift for you, both online and in the room. We have gifts for you. If you are in the room, we have a bulletin. Raise your hand if you didn't receive a bulletin. Online, you can check your weekly newsletter, and that just lists some announcements and the wonderful things we have going on. And within that bulletin, there is a spiritual connection card. And this is a way that we can stay updated with you. And whether you are been coming here for decades or this is your first time, please fill this out. There's a space to write your address and all those logistical fun things, but then we'll return later to the back where there's some spiritual practices and ways in which you can solidify the teachings that we're talking about today. And if you're online, there's a link being dropped in the chat for that. And if you are on Livestream or YouTube, go ahead and hop on to our website where you can see the Zoom button. And so in a minute, we're going to have time as the music team gets in place. We're going to have some time to connect and say hi with you here. And now, would you welcome and stand as you are willing and able. If you're here in the room or if you're online, stand. We're going to have some time to dance and move around and embody the joy that we're coming with our community song in the land of I Am. Take it away, Misa.
Of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. And the songs of our old grandmothers and the dreams of all my great-grandfathers and the way to rise beyond the pain. All live in me. And I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. And the smiles of all the unborn children and the dreams of a better day to come and the dance of heaven and earth all live in me. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been, I am more than I will be, I am all that I am. In the land Sunday.
Casey. And Dan, too. Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. Oh, my God. I think it's going to be really good today. Hey,
Tyler. Hi, everybody. Denise is getting into the room, too. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Denise. Woo! Hi. Hey, do you see that? Denise is trying to get in? Got Denise trying to get admitted to the room. Hi. Hi, Christina. Mwah. Welcome, everybody.
Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Good to see you all. Love you all.
Hey, Denise. How you guys all doing?
Hi everybody, so good to see you all. Hope you're having a blessed Sunday. All right. If you want to grab your seat, everybody, we'll have a time to connect later. And I'm going to kick it back to Reverend Ken for a special announcement.
Hi, everybody. I know we didn't have enough time to say hi to everybody, but I welcome you to stay after and join us for hospitality, where we can have some more meet and greet time. And for those of you online, we have a spiritual salon after the service today, where you can connect with people and talk about service. So starting on September 10th, I'm offering Absolute Abundance Flight again. And there's some people online right now and some people that I just did a week-long retreat down in Baja, Mexico with. And I got so charged by it that I just can't wait to incorporate some of the things I learned at the retreat and some of the practices we delved into this class, and a way of renewing and refreshing how we do things. And I'm going to just give you an example of one of them. In every check-in circle that we did, and we did a check-in circle every morning on the retreat, we shared from the third vault. Has anyone ever heard that? Sharing from the third vault. So when we do our check-ins, and it's a way we can be with each other every day of our lives. The first vault is, how you doing? And we answer, fine. Right? I'm fine, and I just have been busy, got a lot going on, but I'm fine. Right? That's the first vault. It's social, it's not a lie, but it has no real depth or substance. The second vault is our stories. Right? So the second vault, when you share some second vault, it's what you've memorized. It's like, well, my mother just drives me absolutely crazy. And when she did to me as a kid, and that story comes out, and we have it memorized, and we just keep sharing it because that's our truth, right? So we share from that place. And then there's the third vault. And when we share from this third vault, we take the risk of being vulnerable and real and say, I don't know today. I don't know exactly who I'm supposed to be to meet this challenge. This is what I think. This is what I feel. This is who I am today. And when we show up like that, wow, we create real relationships. We create real community. And we create real depth and transformation. And so one of the tools I like to give to you is like, it's okay in this space to share from any of the vaults. But if you want to go deeper, if you really want to be changed at core, practice with us, sharing from the third vault. So look forward to that with you all starting on September 10th. Okay? Today, I'm talking about what I did all week down in Baja, talking about the roadmap to your soul's unfoldment. Oh, here we go. You guys have got it already for me. The roadmap to your soul's unfoldment. So remember maps before GPS? Remember when you had to pull out a map to figure out where you were going and how you would navigate the road? When I moved here to California, we still had a TomTom. I remember TomToms? It was a separate device in your car to figure out how you would get around because everything was new to me. Everything was different, and I didn't know how to navigate the terrain under my feet. But I remember being on road trips with my father and my family in the car, and we'd have the map all spread out in the station wagon, right? Trying to figure out how we were going to go. Well, your soul, your very being, is trying to figure that out right now too. And there's no GPS, God positioning system for us right here on the planet of how to navigate this thing we call life, this journey of, talk about, cloverleaf interchanges, right? Between medical, between growing older, between relationships, between families of origins, between religion, between what goes on in our government and in the governments and the wars of the world. How do we navigate to a place of serenity? How do we navigate to a place of purpose and meaning? How do we make the really difficult transitions from adolescence to adulthood, adulthood to elders, and then the biggest transition from this physical being back to our trueness, our wholeness as source, as spiritual beings. So, for me, my spiritual practices, and then when I discovered unity, has always been that compass, that roadmap that has enabled me to figure it out one step at a time. And part of that was to realize that there's not competing entities for control. There is only one power, one presence, active in my life and in the world, God. There's lots of other noise, and there's lots of confusion, but there's only one power and one presence. I'm going to invite Callie to take us on a journey of understanding that. The first thing when you pull out a map is to orient yourself in the map. And this first principle is what does that for me.
One power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious till you know the truth, it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Mahola, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all in power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me.
One power, one power, one power.
We speak so many languages, have different clothing, different colors, different names. But different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. We'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it love, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Mahola, Hashem, our heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, it's your sign, it's the universe, it's magic, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the air that we breathe, it's the power of love in you and me. Oh,
One power,
oh,
one power.
one power, one power, one power. It's a moment of creation. It's the everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. Oh, it's the anger we abandon, for it's love so deep. It's love.
One power,
It's
one
power of love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of love in you and me.
Callie Carvajal. Woo. Thank you, sweetie. Sorry. Woo. Yeah. Yeah. So here we are. We got our map oriented. We know there's one power and one presence active in the universe in our lives. We know that no matter what, where we come from, there's this one power but where's true north? And what are we, our individual souls, supposed to do? You know, when I was a kid and growing up, they talked about our souls in school. I went to Catholic schools, and they talked about souls. And they talked about sin as black marks on our soul. And I remember to this day that when I speak of soul, I have to remember that was a childlike understanding of my soul being dirtied, having scuff marks on it, or that my actions somehow diminished my soul. And as an adult and as a truth seeker, I get to have a new understanding and interpretation of what soul means. So whatever you came with here today, or you come here with today as you're listening to this online later or to right now with us, we can leave that understanding of our childhood in our childhood and come to a new understanding of what our soul is and how pure and special our soul is. Right? No matter what we have done, you are not anything you have ever done. I've said that before. Do anybody remember it? You are not anything you've ever done. You're not the mistakes you've made. You're not the errors along the way. You are a magnificent expression of divine love. You are part of the one power and the one presence. And your soul is magnificent. Right? So what I mean when I say soul today is this. Soul is the intersection of your eternal spirit and your earthly persona. So let's unpack that. Where the two meet, I believe we are eternal beings. Unity teaches that we are eternal beings, meaning we existed before this body existed. And we have taken this body, and again, this weekend I got a great image of it as someone shared. It's like a rented car, our bodies, right? We get in them, we sign up, we get in this car, and it's our vehicle for this road trip, right? Again, we're on the road map, but our eternal spirit is what gets in. That thing that existed before this body, and it's the thing that will exist after this body is done. That part of us that comes from the oneness, that will return to the oneness while we inhabit this moment of seeming separation. So, I decided to rent a Tesla. Or a Maserati, whichever you want. I know Shantaria, you've got yours too, your special cars. So, right, we can all rent the vehicle. And that vehicle brings us lessons. And we put on masks in these vehicles. We put on personas to help us navigate, because we're a man, because we're a woman, because we're a gay man, because we're a trans man, because whatever this life has in store for us, we have to navigate our families first, our schools second, the friends next door third, then into the work world. And then it gets really interesting, right? And then we navigate marriage and relationships and children and grandchildren and divorce and death. And we put on different masks, different personas for all of them. And they have value, and they're teaching us lessons. So your eternal spirit and your persona come together, and that persona is influencing the eternal spirit, because we're here to learn lessons, folks. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, said, we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are what? Spiritual beings having a human experience, right? So our human experience is teaching us something and influencing the larger truth of who we are and what we will take from the lessons of this life when it's all done. For me, that's soul. And the roadmap to your soul's expression is to understand that both have value. Who you really are, your eternal spirit, and your persona, the masks and the personalities we take on, all have value and all are to be honored. But the culmination, the intersection of the two, is where it gets really juicy. Because that's where we get challenged to show up as something higher and better than the rental car. We get challenged to show up as something that is wiser than the clunker we rented, right? It's like they all have a reason. And we get to step into it right here and right now. So today we're going to do service a little different. We're going to go into a meditation here in a minute. Because what we need to determine is what our soul wants, what our soul is here to express, and know what our purpose of our soul is so that it can manifest more fully. And there's a great theologian that I've shared this quote before, and I love it because it's, ask yourself what the world needs and go do that. Don't ask yourself what the world needs and go do that. But what the world needs, you see, that's wrong up there. So I'm going to say it. Don't ask what the world needs and go do that. But what the world needs is people who have come alive. Okay? What the world needs is people who have come alive. Are we ready to be the people that have come alive in this moment? I invite you to get comfortable in your seat. I invite you to get comfortable at home, online, to let my voice become your voice. To let this moment be all that there is. I also am going to ask you to have your bulletin, if you're here in the room, handy with a pen, because I'm going to ask you some questions in this meditation that you might want to take notes on. And if you're at home, to grab a piece of paper, an envelope, and a pen as we settle in for the calm.
In the calm of the silence, I am listening now. I am still, I am quiet, I am whole. In the calm of this silence, I am listening now. I am still, I am quiet, I am whole. In the consciousness with divine idea, deep in my heart, I affirm what I hear. Oh, in the calm of the silence, I am listening now. I am still, I am quiet, I am whole.
I am still. I am quiet. I am that I am. I invite you to take a deep breath and to feel that breath filling your lungs and your heart space. And notice as you exhale how easy that exhale is. Once again, to notice as you breathe that the chair you're sitting in is holding you. To notice that the room you're in is protecting you. To notice that your needs right here and right now, are all being met. In the stillness of this moment, all is well. I am still, I am calm, I am ready. Ready to remember, ready to know the truth, why I'm here. Truth of who I really am. Right here in this moment, I invite you to recall a time, to remember a time when you were truly seen for who you are, when people saw you and honored you, celebrated your very being, and things seemed to be working effortlessly, holistically. In that moment, you were about your true work, your true purpose here. Remember that time. And if there's a word or a phrase that makes you recall what it felt like to be in that zone, that flow, write that down so you can remember the truth of who you really are. Someone knows because they're calling and saying, yes, that's the time. And then I invite you to remember a time when you were so excited, what we might call a peak experience, where things you had worked for so hard in this life just seemed to come into manifestation. Everything started to click together and to fall into place, that your heart was soaring and that your body was electrified and alive. Remember that peak experience and what it was that brought you to that moment. Remember the truth of who you were and are. That understanding. And if there's something you need to make a mental note about, to remember that heightened synergy, that completeness and wholeness, I invite you to write that down. And then finally, I invite you to remember a time when you were doing something you thought you couldn't do, that you thought was beyond your skill set, beyond your training, beyond your knowledge, and still you did it anyway. And by the mere act of stepping out and doing it, you became it. You learned it, you mastered it, you conquered it. What was that like? How did that feel in your body to be that brave, courageous, innovative, and bold? And notice if there's something you want to save about that, to remember, to have up for instant recall. Your soul's purpose is to be in action in this world, to be actively participating with other spiritual beings in their human experience, to be actively involved in creating something that's never existed before. because of your unique gifts and talents. So your real calling, your real purpose is somewhere in these peak and heightened experiences. So here in the silence, I ask you to recall the words, the active verbs, the phrases that identify your soul's calling. If words pop up, don't dismiss them. Use them. Hold on to them. Write them down. Right here and right now, you hold the key to your magnificent future. Feel it. Know it. Allow it in the stillness.
In the calm of the silence, I am listening now. I am still, I am quiet, I am whole. I now stand a spirit, holy divine, claiming my peace and the life I design. In the calm of the silence, I am listening now. I am still, I am quiet, I am whole. In the calm of the silence, I am listening now. I am still, I am quiet, I am whole. I am still, I am quiet, I am whole. So still, quiet, I am whole.
As you come back into your bodies, if you haven't taken notes, I invite you, if you want to take some now. I think if we look back on our lives, reach a certain point, a certain age, and look back on our lives, we will see patterns. Some good, some bad, right? And releasing the negative patterns or the ones that no longer serve us is really essential. But also, I think you can look back on your life and find the patterns for your purpose, for why you're here, and what you're here to learn, do, and be, who you're here to be. So my example is this. When I showed up at the retreat, someone asked me, how did you get from being in show business to minister, right? And it's like, my answer to it is very clear. It's like when I went into theater as a young man, I went because the shows I saw and were attracted to were transformative. They were about the human experience. And I went into a theater and had a collective experience with other people that transformed me and the other people in the room. And that process was really magnetic to me. I wanted to be part of it. I wanted to learn how to do it. So I joined the theater so that I could be one of the creators of those experiences that everyone shared when they were an audience member. That's what I do today in my life, is I create experiences that transform our lives, that people come together and we collectively interact with music and words and emotion and feeling and stories to transform our lives and to make it better, to make the world a better place. So I've only done one thing. I've only done one thing in my life, even though it has many different titles and roles. As a parent, what I do is to work with people to find out, work with the kids I've fostered or parented or gunkled, right? Gunkled to make them have an experience of life that is transformative and different. And I love watching them grow and shine and achieve and then do the same thing. So what's that for you? What has been the real thing that has drawn you to almost every job that you've had? Now, yes, of course, all along the way, we've had survival jobs where we worked as a cashier or as a waiter, But when you're in who you're really here to be, when you're really in your soul's purpose, you can be a waiter, you can be a cashier, you can be a janitor. It'd be about your purpose, your life's journey. Your purpose and your soul's purpose transcends any role you may be playing in the moment. You're playing a role of congregant here right now, listening, right? But what you're really here to do is to be a member and share your purpose with everyone else in the room so that they have an experience that changes their whole life. And what it really boils down to is the one I always share, is your playing small doesn't serve the world, right? That you're pretending like you're not here on purpose, for a purpose, doesn't serve the lifting of the planet. We all claim we want a better world. We want something different to happen. Well, living into your soul's purpose is how we make the world a better place. How uniquely your purpose blends with someone else's unique purpose, and we all lift up the planet. It happens here on Sunday when we come together online and we come together in the room where we create the strength we need. We listen to each other. We lift each other so that we can go about our work in other roles, in other parts of our lives, and be different. To live on purpose, living out our full soul's expression. Now, there are people in Unity and in the New Thought community and in the world in general who believe in soul agreements. Has anyone ever heard of soul agreements? Oh, a couple of people have, right? Soul agreements are this idea. Ellen Davenport, one of our ministers who wrote the 5 principles, talks about them in that book. Soul agreements are this idea that as spirits in the other side, before we inhabited these bodies, that we were existing as a group of people and we decided to incarnate together as a group to learn a lesson. I'm, going to react with you. You'll be in my family. We'll have this. We'll get married, and we'll teach each other these lessons. And that we do incarnate in this body, we choose to forget, and then we learn this lesson. It really helps a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people about it. When they're going through a really rough time, when someone they love has died, when someone they loved deeply leaves or betrays them, and they can remember and latch on to that they're here for their soul's journey, and maybe they had a soul agreement with this person to learn this lesson together, right? Well, that may be true for them. I don't know. There's some great music going on somewhere. Am I hearing things? Have I really just transcended? Okay. All right. Someone's phone is going off. All right. Nope, it's still going. All right. Are we done? All right. Those soul lessons may be true. May be absolutely true. I don't know. I have no proof of them. But what I do know is that the only way to learn the lesson is to be in the moment. To be in the human moment of that lesson, in that relationship. And my soul, fully present for it, can learn the lesson there. And that's the key. So if that idea and that concept of soul agreements helps you, great, fabulous. We all need whatever we need to get through this life. But know that really what you're here to do is to shift your soul, to shift your awareness, your understanding, your being, interacting with your eternal spirit to create something that's never existed before. A decade into being your senior minister, I finally feel like I can stand here and say, this is who I am, period. No, yes. Blue hair and all, right? That this is, yes, and blue nails. This is me. This is who I am, and this is who I've come here to be. That's what I wish for all of us, in every area of our lives, to be radically authentic, exquisitely vulnerable, and tremendously whole. That's possible when you take the trip to find what your soul's purpose is and to live into it. So in your bulletin again, we have our connection cards. And on the connection card, there are spiritual practices. And our spiritual practices this week are a continuation of this road trip to our soul's expression. So I invite you to pull out your spiritual connection card if you're online or if you're here in the room. It's being put up for you in the chat, or you can click the button if you're on our website. And the first one is to notice what makes you come alive. What lights you up and makes you want to go out and be part of the world? For some people, it's animals. For some people, it's singing and music. For some people, it is learning. What is it that lights you up? What are you really here to do? That's a calling from the divine, a seed planted by divine mind. Track what you are consciously and consistently drawn to. Notice what pulls at your heartstrings. Notice where you want to go, where places you want to go, people you want to be with. Notice that, because it is part of who your soul is longing to be with. And make sure it's part of your journey. Live in to that purpose. Baby steps are not small for the baby. Baby steps are life-changing events. So live into that purpose however you can. If music is your thing, if singing is your thing, join the choir. Misa's right there. They're starting up choir again right now. If, being a student and learning about this and the spiritual teaching is, sign up for any of the class. Come to one of the workshops we offer that cost nothing. Join us online. Go find it. It's all out there. The internet is not only for porn. Right? There's a song about that. It's like from a Broadway show. Sorry, couldn't resist the joke. All right. And the last one is co-create. So when we say co-create, we know that we do nothing alone. That the universal energy, that one power and that one presence is what is active and working in our lives to create a life of abundant purpose. And we co-create with everyone else in the room and everyone else on the planet to co-create that abundant life, using it all. If any of those spiritual practices resonate with you, I invite you to put it on your connection card and send it in to me. And it's also in your bulletin here so you can take it on home with you and remember. With that, I'm going to invite David back up, and I say to you, you are a magnificent expression of the divine. I am honored to be on this journey with you. Namaste.
So it is. Ooh, thanks, Rev Ken. That was so good. Wow, love that. It's what is drawing you is such a beautiful reminder, and it helps us stay connected to the divine that is within all of us. One of the ways in which you can stay connected to that divine is to give of your time, talent, and treasure. If you have your special soul's yearning to work with children, or you like to bring people together and create a sense of community, there's hospitality, there's the children's program. If you love to create a space of joy and welcoming, there's the welcome team. Unity San Francisco can only operate because people have given of their time and talent and treasure. And so one of the ways in which we can give is, the next slide please, is of course giving through your treasure, to keep the lights on, to keep these wonderful workshops going. And so the way in which you can do that is one of the ways is you can use your phone to scan the QR code on there. You can go on our website, unitysf.com. If you are in the room, there are some envelopes in the seat backs in front of you. Go ahead and drop some cash or a check. Please write legibly, and we'll have the offering baskets coming up shortly. But then also, we are excited to announce our legacy giving and estate planning. This is a way in which, as you plan for the future, in terms of when you leave this earthly body, people have given of part of their estates. And if you're curious about more information about that, you can scan that QR code. And in a couple weeks, we're going to have a special workshop on that. We're going to have some details coming forth probably next week. And so now it is my pleasure to welcome Reverend Ken back to give a demonstration of giving of your treasure.
We are a tithing community. That means we give 10% of all the money we receive here, all of it, back to where we are spiritually fed. And several years ago, so we do that consistently, month after month. I do it personally, JD and I do it personally too. We give to where we're spiritually fed. It enriches our lives tenfold. Tithing, pun, purposeful. So one of the things we're going to do today is tithe to a community member here who is about his soul's purpose out in the world, creating an organization that helps others. So Nelson, I'm going to invite you to come on up. So this month, one of our tithes is going to Urban Angels, and Nelson is a former advisor to our board and former prayer chaplain here, and an all-around mensch, and has started an organization called Urban Angels, and they're in the middle of. Can we get a microphone for Nelson? Right in the middle of a drive for school backpacks and school supplies for kids who are homeless or in need. Right? You want to say something about that?
Urban Angels, for those of you who don't know, it got its start right here at Unity when we were over on Bush Street, and 80% of our volunteers were men and women right here from the community. And now we're in the middle of our 5th annual school supplies and backpack program, where we give 1,000 children who are homeless and living in San Francisco shelters, and others who come from families that are living at poverty level here in San Francisco, brand new high-quality backpacks filled with new school supplies, so when they start school next month, they can do so with great confidence and hope and know that people like us have their backs.
Woo! So how much does it cost to provide one kid a backpack?
$25 takes care of each child, $100 takes care of 4, and $1,000 takes care of 40, more than a classroom.
So here's a check for 40 children's backpacks.
Hey. Thank you. Thank you.
And if you want to, and that's from all of you, to Nelson. That's what you're giving. And if you want to give more of your personal funds directly to Nelson, he will be around after. I'm sure he has cards, and it's on our website too. You can find it on a link on our website in social action. Right? So with that, let's say our affirmation. You'll join us, Nelson. Would you lead us in this affirmation? Well, they took your mic back. No, here we go. Do we need it back for you guys? Yes, in a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'll say it once, and if you could repeat it with me. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. Together?
I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. And so it is.
And I'll invite the ushers to come forward and bring the offering baskets around. Misa and team, take it away.
As I pray, I find the truth in silence. Meditate and achieve alignment. True wholeness and complete.
Whoa! Hi, kids. You guys ready?
Space. Divine consciousness. As I pray, I find the truth in silence. Meditate and achieve alignment. True wholeness and complete at one in space. Divine consciousness. As I pray, I find the truth in silence. Meditate and achieve alignment. True wholeness and complete at one inner space. Divine consciousness.
And so it is. Ooh, love that. Great reminder of our true identity. Speaking of giving of your talent and time, we have a potluck next week. So bring all of your favorite dishes and then some, and we will celebrate in the abundance of food that we have. I am excited that our next spiritual connection group is coming up on August 13th, and it is for chronic fatigue, and it's led by John Mark Kretschke, and this is an opportunity to connect with those who may be suffering with frequent and unexplained fatigue, or maybe you may have particular conditions. So sign up for that. This will be a really great workshop group. Reverend Ken is starting up an Absolute Abundance First Steps. This is for people who are interested in raising more prosperity into your lives, and this is online only starting October 16th. And then check your bulletins for other spiritual connection groups. Now we are welcome Reverend Ken back for the blessing of the children.
What you got there, Joshua? All right. And you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Thank you, Joshua. He brought me the fan remote. And Joshua, did you make this? Yeah. So they had an amazing Danielle. You did great. Okay? Danielle's our new youth and family director. I'll let you hold that. And they had a great time doing an art project with hot glue guns. Woohoo! Wow. All right, so we have an affirmation for the kids. You are God's... Oh, no, you're doing this. I forgot. Sorry. Thank you. Please forgive me. No,
So
no.
we're surrounded by all these beautiful babies. Some of you who have been in the community for a while, you may remember that I have 4 beautiful grandbabies of
Come
my
here,
own.
Joshua.
And my eldest grandson is missing. He was abducted by his birth mother 2 weeks ago and is in defiance of a court order. If you have social media, if you have any means that you can help us get the word out so that we can get him back, I would appreciate it. Part of the blessing of the children is recognizing that while we have these beautiful, well cared for, well loved, well nurtured beings of baby light right here in our spaces, there are a lot of children around the world who do not have those types of nurturing, loving homes. Which is not to say that my grandson is being mistreated. I don't want anyone to get confused. He is not in imminent danger. He's just not where he's supposed to be. And his birth mother has some mental instabilities and some challenges. And there's a fractious relationship between her and my son-in-law. Don't we know people like that? Baby mama drama, baby daddy's mad, right? The challenge in this is that my grandson is the oldest of 4. And there are 3 little boys, 2 little boys and a little girl rather, who are looking at me and telling me, I miss Marshawn. We don't know where he is. There are a lot of children that are missing, especially if we go outside of the boundaries of the United States. If we look at war-torn areas, we look at refugee scenarios, there are a lot of children displaced. So when we say the affirmation, you are an expression of divine, and we love you exactly the way you are, picture someone you know, and then push that love out to all the people you don't. That fell. Enfold them. We need to be the change and love we want to see. And in order to show that child in Ukraine, Istanbul, Pakistan, Rwanda, whatever, that they are loved, and in Oakland, you gotta love on the ones you're with. Right, Roma? Right. So we have an affirmation. You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are, wherever you are. Can we know that together?
You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are,
wherever you are.
So it is.
And so it is.
So our music team's going to get in place. Our prayer chaplains will be here, newly installed prayer chaplains will be here to pray with you after this. Thank you. Our online spiritual salon is going to happen online. I invite you all now to stand as you're willing and able to join us in our closing song. And thank you to everybody who made today's service possible. Hospitality is great.
Yes.
Yeah. Ready to dance, Joshua?
Yep. The vibration by knowing you are divine. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I am practicing the presence of the goddess in me. Hey! What do you believe? You got to know your truth. Pure potential possibility, that is you. If you stand in opposition, you perpetuate the thing. Would you resist, persist, so let love be what you bring? Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make a mental path, one step, repeat. I am practicing the presence of the goddess in me. One step, one step, one step, one step. Follow your intuition and the passion that you got. Be pulled by your vision, don't get pushed by your thoughts. Everything experienced is energetic. Be aware of energy you give and you get it. Out of the routine, slip into observer state. Change your mind by changing habits, choose a different way. Say Yahoo yes to your highest and your best. What you desire you can straight up manifest. Take a mental path, one step, repeat. I surrender to the presence of the God in me. Make
everybody.
Happy Sunday.
One step, step, one step, one step, one step, one step, one step, one step.